Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Sabda, Arthapati, and Anupalabdhi. Latter Vedantins, Shankara has accepted three only, Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Sabda. Latter Vedantins have accepted all the six which have been accepted by Bhatta Mimamsakas. Now, comparing this comparison, making a comparison with the Western tradition, we can see that, of course, the vast Western tradition has not been taken into account, taking two writers. One is John Haspers, another is R.M. Chisholm. We have seen that they have accepted 7 types of pramanas. Chisholm, in his Theory of Knowledge book, has accepted 4 sources of knowledge. Those 4 are external perception, reason, memory, self-awareness, or inner consciousness. And as you know, John Haspers has accepted 6 sources of knowledge: sense experience, reason, authority, intuition, revelation, and faith. D.M. Datta, in his 6 ways of knowing, have also discussed about 6 pramanas which have been accepted by the Bhatta Mimamsakas. Now coming to part 2. What is Sabda Pramana? Sabda Pramana is otherwise known as verbal testimony. It is a distinct source of Prama. It leads to Prama, right knowledge. Sabda Pramana is obtaining knowledge through or using or by the help of Sabda. It is also known as knowledge from authoritative sources. Why Sabda Pramana? What is the necessity of it? Perception and inferences are not sufficient to meet our knowledge requirements. When perception and inference fail to operate, Sabda Pramana becomes essential. Now, just take it, I will elaborate little bit to this. Take the entire amount of knowledge one possesses, me or anybody else. A small portion of it is obtained through either observation or deduction, that is perception or inference. The rest are received from the testimony of others in the form of listening from others or reading books and scriptures. So, Sabda Pramana is our major source of knowledge. Now, treatment of Sabda Pramana in the Indian tradition. How in Indian tradition Sabda Pramana has taken into account? In Indian tradition, if we talk about the early stage, as you know that Vedic tradition is the starting point, and the other name of Veda is Shruti. In the Vedic days, listening was the most important source of knowledge. So, taking that into account, probably it was called as Shruti Pramana. And if we go to the earliest reference to talk about Pramanas, probably Maitreya Upanishad is the most important one. In the context of existence of time, Kala, it has been said that without Pramana, Brahma is not authentic. This is how knowledge lovers or philosophers are Pramanikas. Now coming to interpret Sabda Pramana as the knowledge from authoritative sources or authorities. So if it is knowledge from authorities, how many authorities have been taken in our tradition? Normally, in Nyaya and other books have Nyaya system and other books have mentioned two, as Dr. Rao has said, that Vaidika and Laukika. But actually, if we take into account, there are 3, and if we can make classification in either way, Vaidika and Laukika has 2. One is Paurusha Shastra and other is language. But we can as a whole take 3 types of authorities. First one, Vedic authority or Apaurusha scriptures, which is known as Vaidika. And second one is Apta, human authority, Paurusha Shastras. So here the person may be taken account, or we may take Shastras into account. Then the third one is language as authority. That means meaningful words or sabda and meaningful sentences or vakya. So we have 3 authorities in this manner. One is Apaurusha Vedas, and second one is Apta or Paurusha Shastras, third one is language. Now, each one, let us have some discussions on it. First one is Vaidika or scriptural. The assertions found in the scriptures like Vedas, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Gita are treated to be valid cognitions. Sabda Pramana here is taken in the sense of Shastra Pramana or Shruti Pramana. Authoritativeness of the Vedas are treated as Apaurashaya, and that is why all these scriptures are treated as Apaurashaya scriptures. Meaning of Apaurashaya we shall come to it later, but treated as Apaurashaya scriptures. And many people think that it is divine revelation, and because it is divine revelation, it is Pramana Nirapeksha. Anything contradicts Vedic stand is wrong. So, it is one way of understanding the Vaidika scriptures, Vedic authority or Apaurashaya scriptures to be the authority. Treating this is normally understood as orthodox understanding. It has been very rightly pointed out by Professor G.P. Das in his PhD thesis that it should be treated as a religious understanding, and in the early stage, Indian philosophy was not separated from religious talks. Now, this Vedic authority was heavily criticized by heterodox systems, and to overtake the challenges of heterodox systems, they have revised the stand in the following manner. The attempt has been taken to put emphasis on this spiritual vision. Both Naya and Purva Mimamsa were believing Vedas to be the utterances of God, but they have revised in the manner the meaning of Apaurashaya has become from non-human to beyond the reach of common man. It should not be treated as non-human, rather it should be treated as beyond the reach of common man. Non-availability of such knowledge to common man is treated as Apaurashaya. The knowledge obtained through spiritual vision, treated as Apaurashaya. So the revised argument took this shape. What is taught in the Vedas is valid because God is all-knowing and He is the author. The source is Hiryana, and He has quoted Nyaya Sutra 2. The attitude of Mimamsa is more or less same with Nyaya. However, the stress on external authority would not be obliterated in this revised attempt. Now coming to the second type, which is most rational in its approach, I feel, that is Apta or human authority and Paurushaya Shastras or Laukika. Laukika testimony. Only the testimony of trustworthy persons are taken as valid. As he has said that Dr. Rao has just shortly said that one expert in the field should be taken as a trustworthy, knowledgeable person to impart knowledge. It is the common and usual understanding of Sabda Pramana. Here, Sabda Pramana refers to the knowledge received from the knowledgeable person, that is Apta. Apta refers to him who knows the truth and communicates it correctly. Aptastu Yathartha Bhakta. An expert in the field of knowledge is the right person to deliver knowledge, and here the emphasis has been given on the honesty and the competency of the speaker. Now coming to the third one, that is language as the authority. As Pramana, it refers to the authoritativeness of the words. Sabda word has been taken into account, and the authoritativeness of the words has been emphasized, and that is how it is treated as language as authority. Sabda refers to words or group of words. Sabda Pramana is obtaining knowledge through meaningful words. Taking Sabda into account, it is claimed that the Pramana stands for word as a valid source of meaning. And many recent writers are saying that Sabda Pramana deals with the Indian theories of meaning.